picture the scene and take a long hard look at this particular piece of footage at the side of me, where would you think this was? Truly, it looks like a third world country, doesn't it? And it's hard to believe that this is one of the most expensive addresses here in the very heart of London, where a hotel room overlooking that could cost anywhere between £10,000 to £40,000 a night. I kid you not. This is the London that tourists, wealthy tourists, are now having to face. But the fight back is literally starting now. As ever, let me explain. Hi, morning. Nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your company today. You know, for people like ourselves, obviously, you know, you look at places, don't you, like the Dorchester, the Hilton on Park Lane, Grosvenor House, of which I worked at many years ago, and it had a spectacular ballroom and everything was glitzy, glamorous, just the name Park Lane. Even movies were made about it, Spring in Park Lane. Remember that one? Well, you know, the thing is now, when you come to London, you are literally living in a world of two halves, because as you can imagine, if you're wealthy, you can afford to stay in somewhere as glitzy and glamorous as Park Lane, in one of the aforementioned hotels. But what's happened, of course, is since the influx, invasion, whatever you want to call it, of migrants and small boats, they're literally setting up in the middle of Park Lane. And the worst bit about that is, not only is it just tent city, but it's also fires and it's also people cooking, washing, literally in the middle of that lane. Now, here's where it gets problematic, because as you can imagine, if you're the manager, say, of the Dorchester Hotel, one of the 5 leading luxurious hotels in the world, you are literally complaining to Westminster Council, as one can imagine. But they're not doing anything. This is, of course, because this is Sadiq Khan's London, and we'll all have to be caring and sharing, as you can imagine. But now they're planning a bigger fight back. You see, the bigger problem now is, of course, they need those lucrative taxes from these big hotels. And even the people that are now spending a lot of money to stay in those top flight suites are actually saying, we don't want to look onto that. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're given as the penthouse suite. We don't want to look at all that debris, all of that people chanting, setting fires in the middle of the night, problems with drugs, problems, of course, with people with knives chasing each other down Park Lane, literally in the middle of the night. I kid you not. This has become something of a war zone. The bigger problem now is, of course, as I say, the very lucrative hotels that they need to keep the money coming in are actually debating whether to withhold their things like council tax, rent and rates, etc., because they're simply not getting the service. Now, what you get when you contact the council is simply this: oh, we're working on it and we will get these people removed and obviously put somewhere else. That's really not the problem. People are there now. Some of the people I spoke to are literally long-term bookings in the Dorchester Hotel and, of course, Grosvenor House, who are literally appalled at the scene that they're now encountering in the very heart of London. Nothing new, of course, if you're over in Paris or Turkey or places like that. You will have seen things like this infiltrating the tourist spots already. Now, I'm not having a go at the people that are there. That's their choice. They took the risk coming over. But now, clearly, this is going to have a damaging effect. And if you are coming to London, trust me, be very careful in those areas, because literally, as I've told you before here on the show, pickpockets target that particular area as a lucrative area for watches, phones and expensive luggage. Left unattended in the hotel foyer can go missing within seconds. Either way, as I'm sure you'll agree, this looks nothing like the London that you may wish to visit. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.